Vlad the Impaler Dracula. His real name was Matthias Cronquist. He's a fictional character from the Castlevania video game and now the Netflix series. Uh, he's a vampire and a sorcerer and the main antagonist in the series. He's the arch enemy of the Belmont clan. He's the final boss in almost every installment of Castlevania. Greetings, this is Quantum Blunts, and this video explores the concept of integrating the iconic character Dracula into Baldur's Gate 3 by crafting a unique vampire origin story with the help of mods that are now on console. It focuses on reimagining Dracula's lore within the game's rich narrative framework, highlighting themes of immortality, power, and the moral complexities of vampirism. By leveraging the game's mechanics and storytelling options, this video illustrates how players can embody a character inspired by Dracula, complete with his abilities, struggles, and dark allure, ultimately allowing for a fresh take on both the vampire mythos and the player's journey in the game. The first mod we're going to want to download from the mod manager is the Vampire Origin by Lord President. It was last updated October 14th of this year, so it's pretty current. Basically, this mod will add a vampire origin character that you can customize, kind of like the Dark Urge if you've ever played that, or just simply a tab. But it gives you, there'll be new, well, let's just read it. It says, "You were born of blood and violence. While traveling the long and lonely roads to the city of Baldur's Gate, you were accosted by a bandit with deep red eyes and found yourself dropped to the ground with an icy cold bite on your neck. As the days progressed, you found yourself growing hungry, and before too long, you were unable to control yourself and fed on a poor pilgrim headed to the city. Now you can feel your true nature. You are a vampire, and you are starting to hide in the shadows because of the sun. Before you were able to pick the lock to the inn off the street, you saw a black shadow fall, a tentacle flash in front of your eyes. Where are you now?" So it says how the origin characters work. You are able to fully customize them, so you can make whatever vampire you want, and you'll still go through the special vampire storyline. With this character, you have vampire powers listed below. Let's go to the powers. Oh, and it says, important notes, be aware that you should not run this mod with other vampire mods and the other way around. I've had people report issues where they were running other vampire mods with this one and finding some of their mods conflicting with this one. So, and I've been noticing that too with a lot of the mods. You have to, right now I have 1.38 gigs out of 6.29 that you can have on console. Basically, alright, let's go back to the vampire powers. Choose either the Dark Urge Vampire Origin for a Dark Urge Vampire, or just the custom tab Vampire. Let's look at the other mod that you're going to want. The one I like to pair with the Vampire Origin the most is the Blood Mage. And then this mod is by Dufalicious. That's a funny name. Not funny in a bad way, but like just it's fun to say. So this class, you might have seen me play it a little bit, but basically they work. The Blood Mage class uses its own vitality, basically, to cast spells. Basically blood type spells too, so. Okay, first up, Vampire Origin. You were born of the night. In your youth, you were traveling through the dark alleys of Baldur's Gate, and you were met by a dark stranger with red eyes. Before you knew what was happening, you felt the bite of the creature on your neck while your life drained away. You are now a vampire, and either because of the inserted tadpole or something in the plains where your travels took you, you are no longer burned by the sun. So this is, you're kind of playing like Astarion. Difference is we're not going to be elf, half elf, because the elves do not have what we need. They do not have facial hair. And we need facial hair for this one specifically, Charming Devil. Right? And then the hairstyle, an easy one to go with is just Bardic Inspiration. Change the skin color. This is all the skin colors, but the vanilla skin colors, they don't get that pale. That's probably the palest right here. That one's called Palette. If you want to use add or mods, check the mod manager. There's plenty of mods where you can get some really nice eyes. Get some demon eyes. Alright. I'm just gonna do the vanilla. I like doing red 3 because it's a little brighter. And then where's hair? It should be by facial hair. I don't know why I can't see it. Here it is. So you can do the white haired Dracula, but I'm going with the black. This is a mod for darkest black, pretty much. Highlights we don't really need to touch, but wait, can you do ones? But yeah, so that's why you have to do half elf. You can't do regular elf. You get the pointy ears still, so that's good. Now let's go back for the sub race. If you want high half elf, you'll get a cantrip, but it runs based off of intelligence. It's the same thing that Astarion and Shadowheart have. They get from their high elf bloodline. And do I like wood half elf because of the stealth and fleet of foot. Drow is okay too, but this gives you +4 to stealth, and this gives you some extra movement speed, so that's good. For class, we're picking the Blood Mage. And then, for spells, we want to get these ones. These blood ones, we got Demand Sacrifice. Basically, this class, it runs based on Constitution. And you're using your Vitality to hurt enemies. So we can get something like Demand Sacrifice and Ren, do some blood damage with the Blood Mage. Background, if you want to do Dark Urge, you can do Haunted one. But for Dracula, I like doing Noble, because it'll give you history, which with his longevity, that kind of makes sense. And then Persuasion, because he's a Charming Devil. For ability points, you want to do Constitution +2, Strength +1. I balance these out. You don't really need to do that, but I do that and put Dexterity at +2, and then Strength up to +2 as well. You can, is there a way to balance these? You could do 14, 14, and then 17 Constitution. It doesn't make a difference between 17 and 16 because you still get the +2. But we can get to 20 faster, basically. So we do that. And then for this class specifically, what I've been noticing with mods is you have to put the skill proficiencies in. And the abilities, make sure the ability points are in before you can review the character. Now real quick, let's just go back to appearance. Body type. This is 1. You're not going to want to be a female. I mean, unless you want. You can go body type 4, and make them real big. But since I already customize this one. We're just gonna do this, and this is gonna be our Dracula. Alright, now we're gonna look at the characteristics and proficiencies you get with this character. The most notable one is full vampire, which you'll get since you're doing the vampire origin. You are a creature of the night and have a thirst for blood. There is no way to cure this without death. You are now free and a full vampire. After your master vampire was killed in the Mind Flayer ship, when both of you were taken from Baldur's Gate, you are a vampire with many powers at your disposal. Transform into mist or a bat, be able to fly, dark vision up to 24-meter range, resistance to necrotic damage, and proficiency with musical instruments, just like the devil, and maybe you'll find yourself a nice little fiddle. But you're vulnerable to radiant fire damage, so that's something you'll have to watch out for. Being vulnerable to fire damage is kind of scary because there's a lot of fire damage in the game, but the radiant you shouldn't have to worry about too much. Now you have a toggleable passive feature called Power in the Shadows. As you move between light and dark, you increase your powers in the darkness with Slip into Darkness. Basically, you're just getting stronger if you're in the dark. These are the resistances it talked about. And then as a half elf, you get Civil Militia from the human side, and you get Fey Ancestry from the elf side. Weapon-wise, well, skills, I showed skills already. Musical instrument, Dracula knows how to play a variety of musical instruments and is able to entertain a crowd with himself. That's pretty interesting. Simple weapons are pretty much what everybody gets. Clubs, daggers, great clubs, hand axe, javelins. But we get 3 martial weapons for being a half elf, and that's glaives, halberds, and pikes. So unfortunately, there's no longsword, but we're gonna be well. I'll show you the leveling part. All right, level 2 blood mage. We're gonna get our health increase, which is it's gonna get we're gonna get a lot of health because we're gonna be raising our constitution to highest. You get sated by blood, which once per turn, up to once per turn, when you defeat a creature, you gain hit points equal to your proficiency bonus, which would be our constitution. We're gonna get more spells, so let's go ahead and get Rain of Hissing Blood. Blanket an area in hissing miasma blood, causing 2d6 acid damage to anyone within the immediate drenching in blood. So we're gonna get that for level 2. Now we go up to level 3, Blood Mage, and we're gonna pick our specialization, our subclass basically. So Blood Knight is good if you want heavy armor, basically like a tank version of Blood Knight or Blood Mage. Then you have Blood Reaver, which with unarmored defense right here, and Boiling Blood. Kind of sounds like a barbarian, and Boiling Blood is like the rage, and then you have unarmored defense. But for Dracula, I'm gonna go with Blood Magus. Focus upon the mastery of the magic that flows within your veins, learn more powerful magic at a faster rate, and gain the ability to heal yourself whenever you cause harm to others through magic. Now we pick 2 spells at level 3, and we have 2 more blood spells left. So we're going to pick up Rebellious Flesh, which basically when you use this on an enemy, that's going to give them disadvantage towards all attacks and ability checks, as well as strength, dexterity, and constitution saving throws. And their speed will be reduced for up to 3 rounds. That's how long Rebellious Flesh lasts. And then the other blood spell is Boil Hide. Basically, this is just gonna thicken. It's just gonna create some defense for most likely a character on your team. Grants a creature a 2 bonus to their AC, and they're also covered in miasmic boils that stand to threaten the would-be attacker. So if you attack someone with boil hide, you're going to be receiving 1d4 acid damage. So it's kind of like Armor Agathis. Blood Mage level 4, we're going to get our first feat, right? We're going to get a spell, and our HP is going to go up. Spells, we don't have any more blood spells, right? So pick any of these vanilla spells. You probably know what all of them are. I'm just going to pick Hellish Rebuke because I feel like at this point, at level 4, you might want a reaction, right? So we pick that, and then we go with Ability Improvement. If you're doing Honor Mode, I like to pick this one first, because if at level 4, if you get a +5 bonus to Initiative and can't be surprised from level 4, that's like Act 1. You're going to be pretty much good for the rest of the game through Act 2 and Act 3. You're going to be able to be first in the initiative and be able to just start unleashing all your vampire havoc. But for this build, I'm going to do Ability Improvement and increase Constitution up to 19, right? And I'll show you what the last feat will be, because we're at 19, so you would want the Hag's Hair to bring you up to 20, but just in case you can't, let me keep going. Alright, so for level 5 spells, you might as well get Vampiric Touch, since we get level 3 spells now. And Vampiric Touch, I mean, you're Dracula, so you should have that. And then the other spell, maybe Command, or if you want Hold Person, but that's a concentration spell. So I normally go with Command. That's a good spell. You can make people drop their weapons. You can make them approach you, so you can close the gap really quickly. Yeah. So for Blood Mage level 6, we're halfway there. We're gonna get Blood into Magic, which means you inflict yourself with 12 damage to unlock a level 2 spell slot. Then we also get Profane Empowerment. You suffer 7 necrotic damage to increase your next single target Blood Mage spell damage by 2d6 plus proficiency bonus. Necrotic damage. Only works with Blood Siphon, Blood Bolt, and Rend. So we have all those. Most of those are, well, Blood Bolt is a cantrip that we have. Rend is one of the spells we grabbed in the beginning. Profane Empowerment. You activate that as a bonus action, and then you can use Blood Bolt in the same turn. Okay, now for level 6 spells, you might want to heal at this point, just in case you're using too much of your health and you're not recovering it back at a fast enough rate. I go with Cure Wounds because it's a 1d8 plus 4 instead of Healing Word, which is just a 1d4 plus 4, right? And if we're just healing ourselves, if we're just getting a spell to heal ourselves, we might as well get Cure Wounds since it's a melee. We don't really need a casting Healing Word. That would be more for like Shadowheart or something. Now Blood Mage level 7. Our HP is going to go up again, and we're going to get a new spell. We got all these vanilla spells still. At this point, I like to go to Dominate Beast. It's a concentration spell, but it is very, very effective. Or you can just go with Inflict Wounds if you just want some damage. But these utility spells, I wouldn't put it past nothing. So we get Dominate Beast, and we're gonna get Dominate Person later instead of the Hold Person and Hold Beast. Now at level 8, Blood Mage, we're gonna get our second feat, right? So let's get our spell first. Spells, we could probably get inflict wounds. That's a melee spell, but it does a lot of damage. So we grab that one, and then with our stats looking like this, instead of getting another ability improvement, want to get this one, durable. It increases your constitution by 1, which will get us to 20 constitution, and you regain full HP each time you take a short rest. There are some other feats down here that can work with your constitution. I think resilient, you increase an ability by 1 to a maximum of 20 and gain proficiency in that ability saving throws. So if you really want that, you can get proficiency in constitution saving throws, resilient. If you want constitution saving throws, or durable if you want just full HP after a short rest. We're going to get Constitution plus 1, so now our Constitution is going to go to 20, and we're going to get a plus 5 to Constitution checks. Blood Mage level 9. Our HP is finally breaking 100, so we're going up to 103 HP, and we're getting another spell. Spell-wise here, since we had Dominate Beast, I like to pick Dominate Person. That way, Dracula could just dominate beasts or humanoids. Finally, Blood Mage level 10. Our HP is going up even more, and we pick up Blood into Magic 3, which you inflict yourself with 17 damage to unlock a level 3 spell slot. And we also get the Blood Puppet action. Use your magic to control the flesh of a victim and make them fight for you. Basically a dominate person, but it's an action. It's not a spell. We're gonna pick up another spell anyway. So here you can really go with whatever you want. I wouldn't get too many concentration spells, right? So you can get blindness here if you want. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is fun because it knocks an enemy prone. You have to make a wisdom save in order to not fall. Same thing with Hold Person. False Life is good if you want to get some temporary HP. So right here, I'm probably going to go with maybe Aid. Yeah, I'm going to go with Aid here, just so we have it. You know what I mean? Now we're at level 11. By this time, you're probably in Act 2. And we're still picking spells from these vanillas. So you're gonna, well, we can get blindness right here. But we're gonna have to get another concentration spell at level 12, most likely. And this build's not going up to 20, but so it's just going up to level 12. If you want to go up to level 20, you have to use the appropriate mod. But level 12, we're gonna get a new feat. Our HP is gonna finally go up to 136, and we're gonna get a last spell. Now we can get new spells, level 6 spells like Eye Bite. We can get Harm, which is a very good spell. Harm. So either pick Harm or Eye Bite here. Those who want Animate Dead and Create Undead. I mean, there's some pretty good spells here, so make sure you look and see what kind of spells you want based on the type of Dracula you want to make. Right. So now we can do another ASI. I'm not really going too much in depth with the feats, but with ASI we can go ahead and increase either dexterity to 16 or strength to 16. I'm gonna go with dexterity to 16 since we're blood magus. We don't have heavy armor. So we're gonna want to make our dexterity go up next. Real quick, before I show off the combat, I just wanted to really iterate how that this build will be very kind of weak in the beginning because the only martial weapons it can use are glaives, halberds, and pikes. And you won't see those in the beginning of the game. Most likely, you will be running a simple weapon. Notice short bows are in here, but not long bows, because long bows are a martial weapon. If you were a full-on elf and had elven weapon mastery, we would have more martial weapons, but because we use the martial weapons from the human side, we are stuck with glaives, halberds, and pikes. But we can use spears. What's another good one? Clubs. Great clubs we can even use, you know. And then for range, you got light crossbows and short bows that you can utilize. You can still use quarterstaffs, and since we're going to be more like a sorcerer type mage instead of a weapon user, there are some pretty good quarterstaffs you can get in the early game. But yeah, I just wanted to make that, I just wanted to bring that point up, because notice there's no short swords, right? There's no long swords, there's no great swords, so you won't, or yeah, there's no swords at all, so keep that in mind. Alright, now we're going to look at a little bit of this combat. Let's get this. Okay. Commence battle. We got first. This is going to be an easy fight. Don't take this one too seriously because I used a mod called Instant 12, which got me to level 12 in the tutorial. So we're level 12 right now. But this combat is just to show off like the blood spells like this one. Demand sacrifice. So this guy was too far, but I get these two, and then the damage is going to be insane, but that's the type of stuff you can do. Necrotic damage, demand sacrifice stuff. This blood magus is all about doing damage to itself in order to get spell slots back. So I use Blood and a Magic right here, and then you do Blood and a Magic 3 to get a level 3 spell slot. Activate it, and then boom, there you go. Alright. Yeah, all these guys are level 12 already, so it's not really fair, but it's not fair to them. But I'm just, you know, showing something off. Alright, we'll move Shadowheart up. Well, we're gonna move her up and then use Guiding Bolt. A lot of people probably don't use Guiding Bolt, but I mean, in the beginning of the game, it's really nice. As long as you can get land a hit. Obviously, you won't have all like level 6 spell slots for it, but it's nice to add advantage for people to just wail on them. So we move us up, and the Mind Flayer is still going. Alright, now we have Dracula. So we have all the blood spells. Look, you can see all the blood spells right there. We can even turn into gas. There's Blood Puppet, which it basically is dominate person, but it's like a cantrip. It could miss though, so. And this is when I found out that Dracula can also summon a wolf, which is very interesting that a vampire can summon a wolf. But we can go with it, and then we use sacrificial empowerment, so now we're hurting it ourselves, so we did about like 10 damage to ourselves for that, and now we're in, the next time we use a blood attack, it's gonna It'll be very strong. So Lae'zel's overpowered over here because she's level 12 fighter. So she gets 3 attacks. Nope. This isn't really supposed to. This is just this isn't really like a combat demonstration, I guess. It's just to show off the abilities. I take too long using the companion's abilities. I should have just only brought Dracula up here, so I didn't have so many options to choose from. But for Shadowheart, since we're level 12, I go ahead and summon the Deva, which is like the little angel guy. And yeah, this fight is just bonkers at this point because like we outlevel it crazy. But with the Blood Mage, see, having Shadowheart be able to cast Healing Word or Healing Wounds or whatever to help your vampire origin stay alive with the Blood Magus. That way you can use the strengths of the Blood Magus without having to succumb to the weaknesses of it.
Let's go.
Which is like taking your own health.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
Alright, we move Dracula up, but I'm going to use Rend. Right? Yeah, I'm going to use Rend, because it's supposed to empower my next blood spell, and I believe Rend was one of them. And boom, there you go. That damage was nice. I can increase my next attack, or I can get a spell slot back. So let's get the spell slot back, level 3 spell slot. Now we're back at 3 spell slots. Lae'zel misses, Lae'zel kills him. And now we aggro the Mind Flayer, because that's what happens if you kill the Cambion first. So we just shove him onto the ground real quick, and Lae'zel's just gonna clean house. We got Action Surge. Normally, like I said, yeah, you wouldn't be able to kill these things that fast, and I probably actually could kill the rest of the Cambions, but I kind of don't want this fight to drag on forever. So we're just gonna move forward like you're supposed to, and first we're gonna have Shadowheart use her Moon Flare, which is like, it's a new spell, but that could have been a fireball. You know what I mean? The blood mage can still get through this at level 1, no problem. I mean, you don't have to fight the Cambion. All you need to do is get to the end. I just wanted to show off as many of the blood spells that I could in this combat. And since I just made the character, I can't show him off against somebody strong. So we're just showing strong people off against weak people. Oh well. Lae'zel's over here putting in work. And now here come the Cambions. I thought about fighting them, like I just said. I thought about turning around, but I felt like it would have made this video too long. So now we're Shadowheart. I think we just move. Let's just end our turns. And I want to show you another blood spell. But it's like a blood spell that's wait, where is it? Not that one. This one, Cosmic Blink. Well, I guess it's not a blood spell. But I get Cosmic Blink from the progressive weapons that I got earlier. So it basically gives you a free Missy Step. And there you go. If this guide was helpful, please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of this editing style. Should I change it up? Is this video too long? Or is this video like a decent amount length for what I showed? I know I should script things, but I like talking off the top of my head as I see things, you know what I mean? It's more raw that way, and sounds a little bit less fake. Like, maybe that description I was reading at the beginning of the video, because that was scripted, but this part isn't. Anyways, thanks for checking this video out. I'll see you on the next one.